Welcome back, artists. This week we're making a paintbrush sculpture inspired by one of my favorite artists, Claes Oldenburg. So this project, I used yarn to make the paint bristles look like they had paint on them, but today I'm going to be using construction paper because I figured a lot more of you are going to have construction paper available than yarn. But if you have yarn, you can grab it because I'll show you how to do that technique as well. I used a cardboard box for the actual brush part, and then this little detail is aluminum foil. If you do want to glue aluminum foil down, make sure you have an adult help you tear it out because it does have a very sharp serrated edge. And then the last thing you're going to need is a black marker or a Sharpie if you want to draw those wood grain details on it. So go ahead and grab your supplies that I listed along with some scissors and glue, liquid Elmer's glue in the bottle. And meet me back here to create our giant paintbrush sculptures. Okay, artists, to get started on these giant paintbrush sculptures, you're gonna need scissors, liquid glue, and you're gonna need some cardboard. So you're gonna need one long piece that's gonna be the handle, and then you're gonna need two matching shapes to be the paintbrush. So I cut out big U shapes. You could also do a round shape or another shape, but let me show you how we're gonna glue it together. We're gonna glue this in the middle and put the other one on top with the colors going in between. And then the last thing you're gonna need is for the bristles, either yarn, different colors of yarn, or different colors of paper to make the bristles. And then also, if you did want to add that aluminum foil detail, you can get a little piece of aluminum foil, and we're just going to cut out two rectangle shapes to glue on, or one if you prefer. Okay, so the first step is going to be to put these bristles in. So I'm going to remove my sample and start the new one. You should already have cut out your two top pieces and the paintbrush handle. Okay, once you get those done, we're gonna glue our bristles into the inside of one of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put a line of glue across the entire top of my paintbrush. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put my bristles in there. So I am gonna go in rainbow order, and I'm just gonna speed this up while I lay these in. Okay, once you get all your pieces of paper glued in, we're going to go ahead and glue the top on. But before I do that, let me show you, if you did choose to do yarn, how you're going to do that. What I did is took a long piece of yarn, and you're going to wrap it back and forth, kind of making a big oval. And then once you get to the end, what I did was I tied these all together. So I took one end, you can take a loose end of string, wrap it around, and then find your other end of string and tie it in a knot. Next, what I did is I glued all of those down. And then when you're done at the end with all of your yarn, you can go back through and cut the ends. So go through every loop, cut it loose, and then you'll have the loose ends like this one. Okay, so back to the paper one. Once you have those all glued down, I'm going to glue down the handle to the paintbrush. So you can be generous with the glue today, just because this cardboard is gonna be harder to stick. So now we have it constructed, but we do need to put on the other end. So I'm going to put glue all over this cardboard piece and lay it on top so that I can cover where those start. Okay. All right, once you get a good amount of glue on there, I'm gonna lay that on top. And while this is drying, I paper clipped mine together, but you could even lay something on top of it, something heavy, and just let it dry for a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to draw the detail of the wood grain on there. So go ahead and grab your Sharpie or a black crayon or a marker or whatever you guys have. I'm gonna use a dark brown colored pencil. Okay, so you can see on the wood grain, I'm gonna do vertical lines that are alternating and then do some swirls to make it look like the knots in the wood. So you can draw a couple of circles with circles radiating out around them. And then I'm gonna go through and add those vertical lines. All right, once you get all your wood grain drawn, last step, if you do wanna go ahead and add that silver metal detail to make it look like the piece that attaches the ferrule onto your brush, you can glue those down and even take your Sharpie, if you're using Sharpie, and draw some detail lines onto those. All right, you guys, after this, you're all done with your giant paintbrush. If you made one of these today and you want to post a picture of it to show us what you made, we would love to see it. And I'll see you guys next week for another art project. Bye.